morning. It is Monday and we are starting off the vlog. If you're new here, my name is Emily. If you're not new here, thank you for coming back. And this is a work week in my life while trying to hit my writing goals. Currently Monday morning, it is like 10 after 8. I am just about to leave the house and I thought I would just jump on and kick off the vlog for this week. Basically, I need to do some more writing. I have been kind of slacking on my writing progress over the last little bit, but I went away for the weekend, so I had some time to rest and recharge. I even did a little bit of writing, not a bunch, and I didn't film any of it, but I wrote about 500 words, which was actually pretty good, considering what my word counts have been over the last few weeks. So I'm very excited. I'm realizing I'm about 5,000 words short of my month writing goal, and today is the 12th, so I do have some time. But I'd rather be ahead than behind. So come along with me for a work week in my life while also trying to write 5,000 words, I guess. Let's see if we can write 5,000 words this week. That is an arbitrary goal. I just decided that in this moment. So that might not actually be realistic, but that's what we're gonna be aiming for. So yeah, let's go. Hello, it's Monday night. It is 11:26 and I don't think I filmed anything since this morning when I started the vlog, so hey, it's been a pretty busy day. Got a lot done, got a lot accomplished. Honestly, it was a good day, so no complaints. I just wanted to check in about my writing progress. I actually did a little bit of writing this morning on the subway, so I worked a little bit on Stargazer, which was great. I wasn't really adding new words to the story. I do sometimes write on the subway, which kind of nice, usually in the notes app. And even though I did a little bit of writing today, I wrote a lot of like world building stuff. I was kind of working through some of the history. So one of the parts that I'm finding really difficult is that the story itself takes place in one timeline, but there are frequent callbacks to the past that obviously inform the present. So I need to make sure as I'm writing the present timeline that all of my stuff from the past checks out. So what I've been doing whenever I feel like I'm not making a lot of progress on the actual manuscript itself, which has been the case over the last little while, which is why we're doing this video, I find it really useful to just kind of brain dump lore, I guess, about the story, about the characters. And so what I was doing right now is kind of going back and working out one of the kind of key pieces that is part of the inciting incident, but also serves as like a real motivating force and is kind of the root of the conflict in the story. Figuring out some of the specifics about how that came to be, what contributed to this problem, and what's now destabilizing it to the point where it's causing a pretty severe conflict for our characters and the worlds that they live in. So really just doing a little bit of world building, character development too. There's like a parent arc kind of from the main character Isabel. Like her parents play a pretty significant role. I feel like the parent story would make a really cool novella, so maybe that's something that I will write someday, but at least for now I really haven't done a ton of actual writing. But what I am going to do is make sure that I am staying committed to my goal of spending time in my document every day. I'm going to take all of the content that I wrote on the subway and the notes app and just put it into my Scrivener document. So it's going to take me probably 15 minutes, but sometimes 15 minutes is all you have, and that's kind of the case for me tonight. It is 11:58, so I just transferred everything from the notes app onto my computer. I also did some editing and I added a little bit and kind of fleshed out a couple of pieces that I had just put like little bits about earlier this morning when I was on the subway. So we ended up with 857 words, which is pretty good, especially considering I think I set like an arbitrary goal of 5,000 words this week. So we are well on our way for day one. Anyway, it is midnight and I have to be in the office tomorrow, so I'm gonna go to bed, but I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Hello, good morning. It's Tuesday. We are once again rushing out of here because I'm not a morning person. I have a really hard time with mornings, but I'm in office again today. I think I'm gonna work from home tomorrow, but I just packed my lunch, made my coffee. I'm about to head out, but I didn't do any writing this morning, predictably. I think as soon as it was like past midnight, I kind of gave up all hope that I would actually wake up and do some writing. I am feeling pretty good about my word count. I got 857 yesterday, which is way more than I expected to get. My goal of 5,000 still very much in reach. I'm gonna see if I can do it this week. That's just like Monday to Friday, like to do 5,000 words in a work week. But if I don't end up making that happen, we'll extend it to the weekend as well. But I really want to commit myself to writing every single day of the work week because I think that's just a good habit to build, especially as the weather is getting warmer. It's gonna be easier and easier for me to find excuses not to write. So I'm gonna go to work, but I will probably see you guys at lunch. I'm gonna try to vlog on my phone. We'll see how that goes. So yeah, let's go to the office. I am drenched. It was really nice. Glad I wore my raincoat just in case, but I am soaked. Well, my legs are soaked. My sweater is dry, which is good because it probably shouldn't get wet. It is currently like 6:40, I want to say 6:30, 6:40. I just got home. I picked up a taro milk tea with pearls on the way home. I get mine with light ice and 70% sweet. It is my favorite, but it is highway robbery that this is $9. It is what it is. Sometimes you need a treat, and today was one of those days. I'm gonna go make dinner, and then I'll talk to you guys after. By candlelight. It is currently 8:45, I want to say 8:40, a couple minutes early. I feel like my head's being cut off by this angle, but it's hard to like do things on a weeknight. I'm so tired from the workday, especially like the last couple of days. I have been trying to do a little bit of writing. I think I filmed every single word that I've written and then deleted because it's not very many. I've written 77 words so far today. And I'm pretty sure everything that I wrote in that little section I've already said somewhere else, so I don't think those words are even gonna stay. But I'm gonna try to be head down and just see what I can get accomplished. I'm gonna throw some music on, lit some candles. I'm trying to cultivate a vibe for my writing session tonight because I don't often write by candlelight, so we'll see if this actually translates to any sort of meaningful writing progress. Let's see what we can get done in the next like 20 minutes, give or take. Then we'll take a break and we'll see if we want to pick it back up again. It's been so long since I've written in Stargazer that the Stargazer playlist isn't even one of my like top playlists anymore. That's how you know it's bad. That's how you know it's bad. Also, this light is crazy. I look red It's cozy IRL, okay? You'll just have to trust me. It's going down. Now that we have like slightly normal lighting, my camera is literally about to die. That actually went really well. I had zero expectations when I sat down to write. All I knew was like I needed to try to get words. I didn't know if I was going to get any. We are currently sitting at 694 words for the evening. I started writing in scene, quickly realized that I was not going to do much. I think I put too much pressure on myself when I'm writing in scene, and I end up getting overwhelmed and analysis paralysis strikes. So what I ended up doing was basically zero drafting the scene of like all the things that I want to have happen, you know, character interiority, character motivations, etc. And that made up basically all of those words, like about 600 of the almost 700 words that I wrote. So when in doubt, just brain dump it out, I guess, because that seemed to work for me today. So I probably am going to do a little more writing later, but I'm not 100% sure. It's 9 o'clock now. I need to start getting ready for bed and winding down. But this has been Tuesday. This is probably the last clip I'm going to film. Yeah, battery's about to die. That was a good session. I feel pretty good about that. Am I going to change most of the things that I just wrote? Maybe. I don't know. But at least for now, it exists because we can't edit it until it exists. Now that it exists, I can make it better. Hello, happy Wednesday. I don't think I've talked to the camera yet. I fully thought I was gonna take a luxurious lunch break and spend like half of it doing writing stuff, half of it eating. I ended up like basically just being on the internet, on TikTok all of my lunch break. So we're not off to the strongest start for today, but the day is still young. It is 5 o'clock. I am just about to transition into my evening. I made a matcha. I know it doesn't look like it, but this is a matcha. I did not use enough powder, but I tried to make like a fun raspberry matcha, and it's just been difficult to drink with my straw. I also got a little bit of matcha on my shirt that is dry clean only, so love that for me. Whatever. Anyway, I can't remember exactly what my current word count is. I want to say it's like 1,200 so far for the week. So we're at the midpoint. I should be at 2,500. I'm at like half of that roughly. So I need to have a good writing day. I also need to finish my like YouTube video, but since we last chatted, I actually scheduled a nail appointment tomorrow night, so the only availability that they had was at like 7:15. I finished work at 5, so that's like a little over 2 hours. Nail appointment is like pretty close to the office, so I've decided I'm going to bring my personal laptop in with me tomorrow, so that way I can get at least like an hour's worth of writing in. So I'll probably, yeah, go to a coffee shop or a restaurant or something and just like do some writing while I eat my dinner. And then I'm going to go get my nails taken off because they are very grown out, but I've started getting Russian manicures and they're amazing. I'm gonna go. I hope that this green tea stain comes out. I'm a little nervous, but I guess we'll find it together. Okay, I'm gonna go deal with this and get started on some editing, and I will talk to you guys when I am writing. Hello, I did that thing again where I say I'm gonna do something and then I do a completely different thing. I think I said in the last clip that I was gonna edit the vlog. I did that for like maybe 20 minutes and immediately switched gears. I had a smoothie for dinner, so this is not my optimal, not an optimal nutrition day for me, but that's okay. But what I did do was write a lot of words. None of it for Stargazer, none of it for my new project either. I wrote a big kind of stream of consciousness post for Substack called I Don't Feel Like a Writer, and I don't know when it's gonna go live, so we will see, but it's basically just me unpacking my, I don't know, my hesitation to call myself a writer, despite the fact that writing consumes so much of my thoughts and takes up so much of my life now. Wasn't always true, but it's definitely true now. So yeah, if you didn't know, I have a Substack. It's called For the Plot. I'll put the link in the description box for this video, but I don't post a ton over there. It's not like a regular thing, but I kind of treat it as a little like actual written diary. And it's a little bit more casual, I would say, than even my YouTube videos, which I think they're pretty like true to form. Like the way that I come across in my videos is pretty much how I am in real life. But I do think there's a level of polish that I personally really appreciate in YouTube videos. So it's a little bit more aesthetic than I think how my brain works on the inside. It's very messy up there. And I think that my Substack is a pretty good approximation, I guess, of what it's like to live in my head. So it's a little bit more stream of consciousness. I'm very verbose, which I have in my videos too, but I'm definitely verbose in my Substack. So this will only be the second post on my Substack currently, so it's not, again, something that I post to all the time or that I write for very often, but I felt like I needed to get these words out today, and I did. So let's just double check and see. Okay. So today I got, my final word count for the day is 1,353 words, which is really good. I think in the previous clip I said I wanted to try to write like 1,500 words today. Didn't write 1,500 words, but I got pretty close. So I will take it, honestly. I will take it for now. Anyway, it's midnight. I need to go to bed. I need to wash my face and actually get ready for bed. I have to be in office again tomorrow. Anyway, I will talk to you guys in the morning. I need to go to bed, but this was really good. Very like unexpected writing week. I had no real plans for this week when I started vlogging on Monday morning. I was just kind of arbitrarily like, yeah, let's write 5,000 words this week and see if we can do it. Most of the challenges that I've attempted here on YouTube have not panned out. Most of them have been failures, actually, or like unsuccessful as far as writing challenges go, but I've learned a lot from them, and I've taken each of those lessons into the next challenge and tried as much as I can to keep my expectations for my writing pretty low. And I want to be really careful not to set super lofty, high goals, especially because there's so many other things that I do in my day-to-day life, and it's hard sometimes to balance all of those things. I want writing to be something that, while it's not always going to be easy and sometimes it's going to be very hard, I do always want it to feel fun and like something I'm excited to do, even if the words aren't cooperating on any given day. I want to at least mostly enjoy it. On the channel, I am trying to think of writing as a consistent practice and less as a goal to achieve. I'm trying to keep a pretty healthy mindset about writing goals. I definitely think that I stand a pretty good chance of actually hitting this one, and that is exciting. So we'll see. It's still early. For now, it feels attainable, and that is enough. So I'm gonna go to bed on that note. I'm gonna call it a day, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. because I'm like sitting out in the park right now, but it is Friday. It's a long weekend, so I'm seeing what I can do to get some words, and since writing outside is kind of like iffy on a computer, just writing in this journal. If you didn't know, I have journals for each of my projects. This is the one for Stargazer. I have, one second. I have this journal for my second project because I brought both of them because I didn't know which one I was going to want to work on. So I brought this one too, but for now, I'm just working on Stargazer. This is such a nice vibe. It is 27 degrees Celsius in Canada. It's 27 degrees, sunny, beautiful. This weekend is supposed to be rainy, so I wanted to go and enjoy some time out in the world before the weather turns, but it is genuinely so peaceful and beautiful. So got a nice little view of this little garden over here. The birds are chirping, the sun is shining, the vibes are good. And I'm not sure how good the audio is going to be, like I said, so I don't want to talk for too long, but this week has actually been really good for my writing. I don't think everything that I've written has like turned to gold, and I think I'm going to end up rewriting quite a bit of it, but honestly, on the whole, I feel really good about what I've been able to accomplish while having a pretty busy work week as well. The new job is very busy all the time, and so it's been hard for me, I think, to carve out space to write, to create content. I also started a substack recently because apparently I just like signing myself up for like lots more things to do. So I haven't had as much time as I'd like to really fully dedicate myself to any of those pursuits. So the last little while has been a little bit spotty for uploads, and so for that I apologize. But in terms of my writing, I do feel like this week was kind of a turning point for me with this new job. I set a goal of writing 5,000 words. I don't think that I'm there yet, but I still have the weekend, so I've got a little bit of time to make it up, but I'm over 3,000 words at this point, so I'm doing better than I kind of expected to be at this point. Yeah, that's kind of where we're at for now. I think I'm going to continue this vlog at least into tomorrow. I guess we'll see. Whenever I hit 5,000 words, that's when I'm going to stop the vlog. In terms of what I'm working on right now, I am just doing like a little bit of brainstorming. I'm trying to figure out my world building with Stargazer, and I think most of the meaningful progress that I've made in that story so far has not even been in line or in scene. It's mostly just been establishing the context that I'm writing from, because obviously you have to have a certain level of world building done in order to start a story, but a lot of it kind of comes organically as you write. And I'm realizing that when I started out on my writing journey, I thought I was going to be a planner. That's just how I am in my day-to-day life. Like, I'm pretty organized. I like having a structure. I like having rules. I think in a recent work email, I quite literally used the phrase, "I love rules." So that should tell you how I am typically. And writing has been a very different experience. I thought for sure I was going to be more organized, but it turns out I'm a little bit more of a discovery writer than I thought, at least for the drafting phase. I think it's important for me right now to keep as many doors open creatively for this story as possible and not to pigeonhole myself too early. That's what subsequent drafts are for. Because at least for now, I want to make sure that I'm focusing on finding the key pieces of the story and polishing the rest of it up later, because I keep getting in my own way. So I'm hoping that this beautiful brainstorming exercise out in the world will help me fall in love with my story again and make it so that when I sit at my computer in front of my Scrivener document, which is very intimidating, by the way, the next time I will actually have something to show for it instead of just getting overwhelmed and scrolling on my phone. So that's the update for now. I didn't say what time it is. I think it's 6 o'clock. The sun is still up. It's still beautiful, and I'm going to enjoy as much as I can before I have to go back home. Hello, happy Saturday. I am just about to head out. I'm gonna go to BMV with one of my friends. We're gonna get some coffee and hopefully buy some books. I had big dreams of like figuring out what books on my TBR I was actually gonna be looking for today, so I didn't do that. So I'm just gonna let BMV tell me what I need, but I will do a little haul when I get home. I didn't end up writing any more last night, and I haven't totaled up my word count yet, so I need to go through that and figure that out. But yeah, here we go. Let's go get some coffee and buy some books. I don't know why my arm is like up. I'm just like, yeah, books, coffee, let's go. I will catch you guys, I'll catch you guys later. Hey girl, hey.
Hey.
Gonna go buy some books, got some coffee. Happy Saturday.
I love that the books you picked so far are just like massive tomes. Of course.
Those are my 3 picks so far. We're having a horrible time finding nothing.
I'm really struggling.
But
there's so many tiers.
So many layers. And like the big ensemble cast
people,
too.
yeah.
Oh, I just love it. Too many bags. Hello. I just woke up from the fattest couch nap to do this haul for you before the sun goes down, but today was a very busy day, action-packed, which was exactly what I needed. I did book shopping in the morning, coffee with my friend Lindsay, and then I met up with my friend Kayla and we went and did some more shopping. We're both going to weddings this summer and I don't have any shoes, so I picked up some shoes. But I wanted to do a little book and stationery haul for you so I can show you what I got. So we'll start off with the stationery. So I went here after my bookshop breakfast situation with Lindsay. This is from Muji. Muji is one of my favorite places to get stationery because everything is very affordable and really good quality. So I'm gonna do that. Okay, so we'll start off with notebooks. So obviously I work a corporate 9 to 5 and I know a lot of corporate jobs will like provide notebooks and sticky notes and office supplies and stuff for you, but I really like these notebooks. They are, what is this? The double wired notebook, A5, 7mm, 48 page notebook with like, it's a very smooth paper. I don't know how to explain it. Anyway, I think these are like $3 something. They're pretty affordable. I started taking notes in this one already, but just like a lined notebook. They're great for just throwing in a backpack or a purse even. So I bought 4 of the A5 ones. And then I can't remember if I've said this in the vlog yet, but I have a moleskin notebook for Project Stargazer, and I was looking for another moleskin notebook to use for my new project. I almost said the name of it again. I don't think I've said the name yet, so yeah. Anyway, I was gonna get a moleskin one, but I decided instead to get one from Muji. So I basically just got the same one, but this is in B5. It's also only 48 pages, I think. Yeah. Again, lined, so I'll be able to use this for all of my ideas for my new project. So in total I got 5 notebooks. Love that. And then the next thing I'm going to kind of show you all at once. Sorry for the rustling of the bag. My favorite thing to buy at Muji, personally, are their pens. Their pens are wonderful. They have both the clicky pens and the capped pens. I personally prefer the capped pens, but I do love a clicky pen every now and again. So I will show you what I got. I think these are like $2 something each, so not super expensive. So to start off with, classic black pens. I got 2.5mm and 2.7mm. I like 0.5s for lists and I like 0.7s for journaling because I find that they flow really nicely. So I got 4 of these, did a little restock. And then I also got some fun colors outside of my comfort zone. I usually just use black pens, it's my favorite. But I also got this like blue color. Okay, I messed the focus up trying to show you the color, but I got that 0.5mm light blue, or like medium blue. And then I got 2 fun clicky pens, one in this like raspberry color and one in purple. So I thought these would just be fun for, like work to-do lists and just general writing purposes. I don't know why I'm saying like what I'm going to use these pens for. None of them have a real job except for these ones. I also got 2 red pens and I bought these and I bought these in the hopes of using them for revisions. So I got a 0.7 and a 0.5. And finally from Muji, I got a pen cup for my desk at work. I also got a second one for my toothbrush, but it's already in the bathroom, so I got 2 of these. But they're just little like $3 plastic pen cups. Full Muji haul. On to the main event. We're doing the book haul. I did some damage, but let's start off strong with our fantasy. I'm trying to figure out my comps for my story because I'm not quite at the point where I need to know my comps, but it is something that I want to start thinking about. So I picked up Realm Breaker by Victoria Aveyard. Also, this was from BMV Books, a Toronto institution. I love BMV. Love you, BMV. Anyway, I got Realm Breaker, which is the first book in the series by the same name by Victoria Aveyard. Becca has said only good things about this series, and I tried to listen to it on the audiobook, but there's a lot of rich and complex world building at the beginning, and frankly I just could not stay focused. I love audiobooks for nonfiction and romance, but I don't love them for fantasy. I find it difficult to kind of keep up with them. So I bought a physical copy. This was $10. The next one I got that I think might not be a full comp, but I think might again help me to keep reading more fantasy to get a clearer picture of what my comps might look like is Inkblood Sister Scribe. This is by Emma Torres. This one was $11.99. It's a debut novel, and the main characters are protectors of this ancient library. It's described as richly atmospheric, which I think is exactly the kind of inspo I need for my stories. So got this one. These are my 2 fantasy purchases. So I'll definitely be reading those most likely this summer, but maybe even into the fall. We'll have to see what the reading lineup looks like. Next, we're gonna jump over to like rom-com slash drama. I don't know. 2 different variations of my favorite subgenre, which is rich people behaving badly. I have Lies and Weddings by Kevin Kwan. I will read anything he writes. I love Kevin Kwan. And A Lady's Guide to Scandal by Sophie Irwin, which is like a period piece with like fun vibes, deeply unserious, also kind of unserious, but both are going to be such a fun ride. Also, sorry, the cover on this one is like reflective. But I love the Crazy Rich Asian series. That's my favorite book series. And so I read Sex and Vanity, I think was one of his other ones. I think I read that a while ago. I can picture the cover, but I can't remember for sure if that's the title. Do I have it over here? Not on that shelf. It's on one of my shelves. Anyway, so this is the next one. I love Kevin Kwan. And then I read the first book in this series. I don't know if it's fully a series or if it's just like a bunch of books set in the same universe, featuring a different cast of characters, but I'm very excited to just have like a fun period piece romp. This is set in the Regency era high society, and it's full of drama and again atmospheric vibes and just like fun. Again, these 2 just for fun. The other 2, research. And then my last 2, The Marriage Portrait by Maggie O'Farrell and Lightning Bottles by Marissa Stapley. So this one was kind of giving me Daisy Jones and the Six energy, which I really enjoyed. If you haven't read it or watched the series, highly recommend. This series is phenomenal. This one was $12.99, I believe. And the list price was $27, but BMV was selling it for $13, which is a great deal. This one follows one half of a famous musical duo after the other half disappeared, and it's basically her quest to go and find him after a neighbor tells her that the missing half of their band is actually still alive, that he's been presumed dead, but he turns out he's actually still alive, and they go on like a cross-country road trip to try to find him. I feel like, yeah, it's gonna be in the same kind of vein as like a Taylor Jenkins Reid, so looking forward to that. And then, yeah, finally, The Marriage Portrait, I can't speak. The Marriage Portrait by Maggie O'Farrell. So I really wanted to read Hamnet for a long time. Again, this one is set way in the past. It's a period piece. This one's set in the 1550s. And I'm really, really excited about it. I almost picked this up at a Waterstones when I was in London last summer, but I ended up leaving it behind, mostly just because I didn't want to pack a bunch of books to have to bring home with me because I was worried I would damage them during transit and or that they would just be really heavy. So I didn't end up buying many books. So to find this one on the shelf at BMV for $10, I couldn't pass it up. I haven't bought a bunch of books in a really long time, so doing like a big haul like this, I probably do like one big book haul like this from BMV a year where I just kind of go crazy, but I got all 6 of these books for $73. So all things considered, not terrible. Anyway, I've done very little writing today, basically nothing, but I did make a major character name change. Not in Stargazer, so this was not news to you. We're not rewriting anybody's names, but my main character, or not my main character, my love interest from my new project, I changed her last name because I didn't like it. Or I did like it, but I didn't like it for her, but I didn't like it for her, if that makes sense. So anyway, the sun is going down. I spent the entire day outside. I got a crazy amount of steps and I've had so much fun today, but I need to start winding down. It's currently 8 o'clock and I've got a lot to accomplish before I go to bed in like 3 hours. So I'll see you guys later. Okay, hi. The last time that I wrote or like even thought about writing was Friday of last week, and then I had a terrible weekend. Not a terrible weekend. Honestly, I had a pretty fun weekend overall, but I wasn't in a great headspace mentally and emotionally, so I didn't write anything at all. So in order to still hit that 5,000 word goal, I've decided I'm extending it a little bit. It's now Thursday of the following week. It's been kind of a crazy week over here. I just got home from work. It is 7:45, and I picked up 2 of my favorites for dinner because I realized recently that I have free will, and if I want a Harvey's hamburger but Popeye's Cajun fries, I can do that and nobody is stopping me. So that is my dinner for this evening. If you are American and you find yourself in Canada, get a Harvey's hamburger and thank me later. I actually am feeling inspired for the first time in about a full week, which is so nice. I don't know that I'm gonna work on the novel, but I am gonna do some like social media planning because I've been meaning to use my Instagram more than I have been. Sorry if you follow me over there and you're like, this girl never posts. I know, it's true. It is what it is. Anyway, I'm gonna eat my dinner and do a little bit of brainstorming, but I'll update you later on how it goes. Oh, my keyboard's not working. Of course, the one day that I am ready to write, my laptop is not. Oh, there we go. Okay, French fry time. Oh my gosh. Actually, I'm gonna do it a flip. And of course, now we're getting the Rainbow Wheel of Death. I knew it was a trick. I knew it was too good to be true when the muses visited me on a weeknight. Hold on. Here we go. Oh, it's about to die. Okay. BRB. We are listening to Pentapod. Okay, I finished dinner and relocated to my room because I don't know what was going on. I just couldn't focus. We're back in the spot we all know and love, my desk. These aren't usually here, but I have not found a home for them since I bought them. Okay, like I said earlier, I'm feeling very creative, very like in the vibes. So I want to try to cash in on that feeling as much as I can. It's also super moody and like foggy and eerie outside, which is peak Project Stargazer weather. If you didn't know, Project Stargazer is what I hope will be my debut adult fantasy novel. It's technically like a portal fantasy, sort of. I don't know, we stray a little further from that with each passing day, but for now at least, it's still a portal fantasy. And the colors for that one are like purples and like really like navy blue purples. Think like the night sky on a foggy day. And a lot of the scenes take place not in the bright sun, at least not in our world. A lot of those scenes take place on like foggy, kind of cold, dreary days, because the story takes place in the fall. And yeah, it's just a little bit ooky spooky. I don't know. The story itself isn't spooky, but the setting, I'm hoping, ends up being very atmospheric and a little bit unsettling, as kind of a nice complement to some of the more unsettling aspects of the story itself. But it's not scary. So before you're like, I can't read that, it's too scary, it's not scary, I promise. Unless you've maybe never been to therapy, and then it might be a little scary, but that's okay. Anyway, I need to stop yapping. Again, it's been another 2 minutes of me saying a bunch of stuff, and writing 0 words. So I'm going to stop talking, at least to you guys. I'm probably going to continue talking to myself because that's part of my creative process, but I'm going to focus instead on getting some words down because, like I said, it's been about a week since I have written anything at all. Let's jump into it. I was gonna lock in, but I got a grand total of 69 words in 25 minutes, which is not great. In my defense, I've been texting, I've been chatting, I've been like vibing out to my music a little bit more than I probably should, but I'm gonna do another 25 minutes and see where I can get. I've also just been reading my draft a little bit because, like I said, it's been a minute since I've been truly in it. So hopefully next session is a little bit more productive. That's crazy. Okay, well, that was really helpful. Oh my god. Oh my god. Friday. Happy Friday. It's about 5:40 and I finished work at 5, took a quick shower, and then I just ordered pizza. So I'm gonna be having that. And then I have to get ready for the live stream. So I'm hosting my first live stream over on YouTube tonight. I'm really excited about it. I think this is gonna be the last day that I vlog, so hopefully I hit 5,000 words. We'll see what happens. I think I'm gonna do mostly brain dump style writing tonight, so I feel like the 5,000 words is in sight. I'll be honest, I haven't even checked to see where I'm at so far for the last stretch, however long, whenever I started this video. I'm not sure where I'm at right now, so I'll throw that up on the screen. But the live stream is tonight at 7 o'clock, and it features my really good friends, Joy, Write with Joy, Amelia at Amelia is Writing, and Becca at Becca Tobar. I am so honored that these ladies agreed to come and be guests on my very first live stream. I am so nervous that I'm gonna mess up the back end because I'm not used to like doing that side of things, but I'm really excited. I'm really looking forward to writing with you guys, and I'm hoping to do this on a semi-regular schedule. I don't know what yet, just because regularity has not been a strong suit of mine over the last little while. I'm sure you've noticed I haven't posted a video in a minute, so it's been touch and go, honestly, adjusting to a new job, and things have been very busy just in my life in general, so YouTube and writing have kind of fallen by the wayside. But I'm back, guys. I'm coming back. I'm not giving up on it, so I hope you'll stick around, but I need to eat this immediately because I'm starving. And as soon as that's done, I need to go and start getting ready for the live stream. So I'll see you guys soon. This pizza also has lime, cilantro, pineapple, and chorizo, and obviously like mozzarella. So I'm not sure if it'll be any good, but oh my god. Okay, that's amazing. Highly recommend. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna go enjoy this. I'll see you guys later. Hello, we're just in the second writing sprint. I was gonna jump on before, but it was a little chaotic just getting StreamYard and everything set up, but we're currently live. We're doing a writing live stream. It's been very chatty, so apologies if you were like, I need to be like getting all those words in. If you follow my channel, you know I'm a yapper, so sorry. But next one I'm hoping will be a little bit more like writing focused, but this has been such a fun experience. I've been really loving it. I'm definitely gonna do more of these. This has been so fun. So stay tuned. Anyway, I'm gonna go see about getting some writing done, and we'll kind of go from there. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I'm at 462 words so far for the session, so overall not bad. I'm pretty happy with that. And I had some cool like revelations about how I want to approach a couple of the elements in Act 2 Part 2. So stay tuned. Okay, just finished the writing live. It is 10 o'clock. I am gonna go wind down. I think I'm gonna watch a little bit of a TV show or YouTube. I'm not sure. There's a couple of writing retreat vlogs that I want to get caught up on. But that was so much fun. I don't know why I was so nervous to do a live stream. That honestly ended up going really well. So super grateful to have been able to, yeah, to chat with obviously Becca and Joy and Amelia, but also all of you guys in the chat. Thank you for making that such a wonderful first experience hosting a live stream. It was a little bit chaotic at the beginning, just trying to like balance the chat and everything else, but it was so much fun. I hope if I do one again, you guys will also check it out. Okay, let me just check and see how many words I wrote today. So I'm just gonna make this full screen for a second. So, oh, I wrote 1,300 words. That I'm pretty sure gets me to my goal of 5,000. So not too shabby. I am gonna go and enter that into TrackBear. I think that honestly might put me at my goal for the month. I'll need to double check that. I'm gonna go enter that and then I'll update you guys. Okay, I've just opened my TrackBear. So for the month right now, I'm at 7,219 words. And my goal, I thought it was 7,500. I must have changed this to 10,000 because I'm like, I am not 72% of the way there. It doesn't make any sense. I think that this is wrong. My math is not mathing. So let me just go and configure that goal. Yeah, I definitely did change it to 10,000. So let's just adjust that. Write 10,000 words. Save that. And then I'm just gonna go enter my progress. So we're not quite to then that 10,000 word goal, which is fine, because I'm feeling pretty good. Live stream writing session. Now, was anything that I wrote in that entire live in scene? No, it was all brain dump type stuff, but I had so many really cool breakthroughs that I'm excited to convert to scenes probably at some point this weekend or in the coming weeks. So not bad. Okay, so that puts me at, so far for the month, and it's the 23rd, so I still have like a week to go. Exactly a week, pretty much, actually. But that puts me at 8,519 words, or 85.19% of my way to my goal. And that definitely puts me at, let's see, when did I start? I'm pretty sure that puts me at over my 5,000 word goal, but I'm gonna go do the math offline and I will update you at the end. Okay, so I just totaled everything up because I was kind of writing in a bunch of different documents, so I didn't have a super clear picture. So since I started this like 5K in 7 days challenge, I decided Originally, I was gonna write from Monday to the following Monday, do like a full 7 days. And then I had not a great weekend and I wasn't really feeling creative that whole stretch. And I only started feeling creative again last night, which was Thursday. So I picked it back up. So technically we still wrote for 7 days. They were just asynchronous days. But I was thinking oh, I hope I hit 5,000. I was pretty sure that I did, but it turns out I actually hit 5,000 before the live stream. Without, anything that I wrote today, both in the live stream and then I did a little bit of writing after midnight last night, I was sitting at 5,145 words. So as of today, adding in the word count from my little writing session last night and then tonight's debut live stream, I am happy to report that over the last 7 days that I've written, let's just call it that, the last 7 days that I have written 6,816 words, which is just shy of 1,000 words each day. It feels good to finally actually complete a challenge because this is not the first challenge that I have embarked on, but it might just be the first one that was actually successful. So many of the challenges that I've done in the past have been very lofty goals and I kind of put a lot of pressure on myself to achieve them initially and then realized through the challenge that, I didn't need to be successful at the challenge for it to be productive for me as a writer. But I'm not gonna lie, I was starting to get a little disheartened when each challenge that I would take on didn't really pan out for me. So to have won, albeit in kind of a roundabout way, to actually have done what I set out to do feels really good. And obviously I made a couple of modifications just because life. We've all been there, we get it. But I feel really proud that I actually successfully did it. And not only did I write 5,000 words, I beat my goal by almost, over 1,800 words. So it's good. I feel like a winner. So on that note, thank you so much for watching. That's all she wrote. If you made it this far in the video, I know this is a long one. This is probably my longest video ever. I'm guessing at this point it's probably at least 40 minutes. So shout out to you for making it through. If you've made it all the way to the end, comment this emoji in the comment section down below because this time at least we're a winner, baby. So let's ride that high. On that note, I'm gonna call it here, but this has been really fun. So thank you so much for watching, for following along, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.